Hello, gamers across the world. Imagine if we actually started the intro like that. That would be pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. But today we are talking about a very special game in my heart of recent, Honkai Impact Third. Don't get mistaken with Honkai Star Rail. That is not the game we're talking about today. Great game, but we're not talking about it today because Honkai Impact Third smashed out of the park, and my expectations were kind of blown away, to be honest. But we are going to talk about that more later into the video. So, talk about Honkai a bit more broadly. Honkai Impact Third was actually made by the same people who made Genshin, Hoyoverse, and they are actually releasing Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero. Both pretty good games, and I mean, Genshin Impact, I mean, what do I have to say about it? Let's be honest, it's a great game. So you might ask me, what are the differences between the two games? And straight away, they are both very, very different games. You can definitely see the similarities, but in terms of gameplay and especially combat, they are two completely different games. So if you're looking for a different game from Genshin, I think this might be for you, honestly. What makes the combat so good for Honkai Impact, honestly, is the fluidity. I mean, it feels so fluid. It just feels like you can do so much in the game and you're not really stopped by anything specific. If you want to switch a character, you can do it relatively quickly. You do have a bit of a cooldown, but honestly, half the time, you don't even realize. And another part is the visuals for the combat. Oh my god. Some of the moves are so cool. You have your ultimate as well, which for some characters, just look at some of these ultimates. They're honestly really, really good looking. And if you're used to really top quality looking ultimates in games or just visuals for combat, this game's honestly got it. And it doesn't really stop there. There's a lot of abilities you can use in the game, and a lot of characters have several abilities that you can use. And also when you switch characters, you may be able to use a certain ability as well as soon as you switch. And the amount of team options that you can really have is quite crazy just because of the amount of characters that are in the game. Now, a lot of the characters I actually originally realized were a lot of the same characters, but in different suits of some kind, with even the amount of like things you can upgrade, like weapons, stigmata, character level, leveling up actual abilities, leveling up specific abilities that you might actually be able to unlock after getting more dupes of the character. Honestly offers a lot of different types of gameplay. And I mean, probably the best part of the whole thing, you can literally turn into a dragon for one of the ultimates. Can we just talk about how much a big deal that is? So just for the combat alone, I'd recommend the game for you. So if you love good combat, this game is a solid 10 for me. But you know what's more important than combat in games? It's the goddamn character designs. Can we just talk about the character designs in Honkai? First of all, they are beautiful. Like, some of the designs in the game look so good. And I've already talked about the actual abilities and all that, but the actual designs of the characters look so cool, and a lot of similarities actually with Genshin. Even though my luck is pretty awful in this game, I'm going to be honest, I've still been trying to get this one character. I mean, please, Hoyoverse, please, just give me the goddamn character. Now, some of the characters do actually have a weapon banner as well, so if you're used to Genshin's weapon banner, where most characters have like their own weapon that's like best in slot, this game also does have that, and the designs for the weapons actually look really good, and a lot of them actually suit the characters as well. Now, with a weapon banner on a game like this, is the game paid to win? Now, to be fair, the game is mostly single player. It has a couple co-op features, but it's really nothing serious. You could play the game completely single player if you want. But is the game paid to win? I mean, content's going to be easier with better characters. That's just how it is. And if you want a weapon as well in the characters, pretty much most of the time best in slot, I mean, you can make that decision for yourself. Now, I think the game's actually pretty fine with whatever character you have. I've heard it does get kind of difficult, and with like the really top scores, you do actually need like specific characters, but it's really nothing that serious. So, pick to win, not really, but it can be if you're trying to strive very, very hard. So now, probably the most controversial part of the video. Now, if you don't know, the story in Honkai is apparently really good. Not sure if it's dropped off of recent because I saw some clickbait thumbnail saying it did, so it's got to be true, right? But is the Honkai story good? I've heard very great things. Now, this is where the controversial part comes in. If you love the Honkai story, I may have skipped the whole thing, and I have no idea what's going on. But, you know, maybe one day I'll catch up and actually read what's going on. But yeah, I just skipped the whole thing, I'm going to be honest. But one thing I've actually seen in this game, and you might have even seen it without even knowing, there is cutscenes on this game, and let's just say if you go onto YouTube, some of the cutscenes are beautiful. The music and stuff like that, oh, so good. And with that, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover about Honkai. Honestly, Honkai is a pretty great game. I've not played it for ages, so I don't have that much to talk about, but the first experience I've had, honestly, it's been really fun. I do recommend playing it. If you haven't tried it, just give it a try. I will say one thing, it takes up a lot of space, alright? If you try and get on your phone, holy moly, I can't even have like half the games I used to have on my phone. Rip Arknights is all I'm going to say, but if you did enjoy this video, please do drop us a like, helps out a lot. I appreciate literally anyone else who watches the videos. We have a Discord in the description as well if you want to go join us. Not really much going on down there, but there will be once you join. But anyway, have a good one. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye.